Praise the mighty Yah. Welcome to tonight's Bible study. I apologize for it being so late. I have an appointment that I have to, y'all willing to keep tomorrow. So I said, well, let me go ahead and broadcast tonight. Um, if you don't know, if it's the first time tuning in, I am Y.I.S, Y.I.S Blaq. Y.I.S is an acronym which means Yah is salvation. And Blaq, it's like the name, I like the way it's spelled. And the title of my program is Am I My Brother's Keeper? Just a thought. Am I my brother's keeper? Well, tonight I'm not gonna hold you long. Last week we went over the order that's in the way that the order of the Bible, on the correct order. And the reason that I'm doing this is so that you can, when you go in and study the scriptures, when we do a completion of the order of the scriptures, when you go in and study, it'll help you with understanding the scriptures better by putting things in chronological order. And last week, I gave you the first 5 books of what's known as the Torah. And I'll give you those again. And then we're going to go through some other books that are, and they're going to be put in their chronological order. And I'm doing this because this type of Bible study is to get you and give you an understanding of the scriptures. All right. We'll go into scriptures. We're going to talk about a few things. Y'all we'll go into some scriptures. As by Yah's will, as time goes on, Yah willing, we'll go into a few scriptures. All right. But what I want to do before I go any further is I want to open up with the Psalms. All right. And I want to open up with Psalms 23. So if you know this Psalms, praise Yah, say it along with us. If you want to listen, that's fine too. But glory and praise belongeth unto the mighty Yah, for without Yah we are nothing. Blessed be his kingdom, blessed be his land, blessed be him, for without him we are nothing. Psalms 23 reads, Yah is my shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still waters. He restoreth my soul. He leadeth me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of mine enemies. Thou anointest my head with oil, my cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of Yah forever. Praise the mighty Yah. Now, of course, Psalms 23 is a very familiar psalm to a lot of us. And what this is a psalm of praise from King David. And what King David did, he wrote this in poem form to let us know how great the Creator truly is. And without him, what are we? Without the Most High, what are we? All right. Now, like I said, I'm not going to hold you long. This is just going to be a quick excerpt. Well, not excerpt, but this is going to be really quick. I'm going to just give you the order of the Torah. I'm breaking it down. All right. So this portion, I'm going to recap the order from last week, and then I'm going to give you the new order. And I'm going to do something extra. I'm going to give you the exact dates that these books were supposedly, how old they are. How old they are. Excuse me. It's kind of late for me. All right. Now, last week we went over Torah, right? So the 5 books of the Torah are Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy. Those are the first 5 books. Throughout, when I researched the scriptures and researched the order of scriptures and looking at different things, I saw that the most consistent order of scripture was the Torah. So from Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy, those make up the first 5 books of the Torah. All right. Okay. Now, I said I was going to give you um, the years that these particular books were actually. Well, I tell you what, I'm gonna hold off on that. I'm gonna hold off on that. Let me give you the order of this week's books. And what I want you to do is when you write these down, I'm gonna give you the order of this week's books. Okay, last week we dealt with the first 5 books of the Torah, which was Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy. Deuteronomy is the last book of the Torah. All right. Now, let's go into some other scriptures. And you're going to be kind of surprised of the order of these here. But this was the most consistent finding, and I've been researching this, or I had researched it, and for a while. All right. Now, after the Torah, we get into the writings, which are considered the books of the prophets, the kings, the book of Samuel, Micah, these books, all these books here, these are the writings, but this is the order. Okay. So the original order in which it was written in, after the book of Deuteronomy, then we go to, you're gonna, you might scratch your head on this one like I'm doing, but this is the truth. And I've researched it and found it to be consistent. You have the book of Job. And this book of Job was um, supposedly uh, written in 2100 BC. 2100 BC. Okay. Which will look to be one of the oldest scriptures. And then after Job, once again, you have Psalms. You have Psalms. Now you may wonder, why would Psalms come after Job, and why would Job come after Deuteronomy? And Psalm 90 is a psalm written by who? A lot of people are under the impression that David wrote the Psalms, and that um, his son Solomon wrote Proverbs or inspired Proverbs. But then I had to look at something. Then how did the Psalms of Moses get in here? A Psalm of Moses. That's Psalms 90. That's the only Psalms he has in here. But you have Job. So this week we're going to deal with Job, Psalms. Then after Psalms is Joshua. Then after Joshua, there's Judges. Then after Judges, there's Ruth. And then after Ruth, there's 1 Samuel and then 2 Samuel. Now, we're going to stop there with that. That's the order. So, last week I gave you the first 5 books of Moses, which was Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy. And then this week I'm giving you the next books in order to read, which would be the book of Job, Psalms, Joshua, Judges, Ruth, 1 Samuel, and 2 Samuel. All right. Now that's the order. That's the order for y'all willing for this week. Like I said, it's kind of late. I didn't want to keep everyone up, but I wanted to give those orders, and we're going to revisit them All right. So I hope you wrote them down and kept them. And I want you to know that this what we're doing now is we're taking the scriptures, because I mean I can read the scriptures to you. That's no problem. But however, in order to really grasp and get an understanding on the Bible, which just means books, as I mentioned before, biblios, which is a Greek word for books or for book, or for books, excuse me. I can read it, but a lot of the confusion comes in because the books of the so-called King James Bible, and that's what I have here, King James, King James version. We also have um, a Tanakh as well. I have a Tanakh as well, and I have, and I'm going to look to get some more books. But right now, this is what we're going to deal with. And the reason we're going to deal with the King James version is because this is the version that most of the world, all of the world, goes by, just about. In any religious or spiritual organization, King James is the basis of most scriptures and understanding of spirituality, or one of the orifices used to understand spirituality. All right. So that's what I am doing, is trying to, and then getting these books in order. Now, you may feel like it's irrelevant. Okay, I understand. But however, knowing the order of the books or how they were originally placed will help. I trust me, will help in understanding certain things with the scriptures. It will help understand. It will help give understanding on certain things. And I even have the original order of the New Testament as well. So, Yah willing, we'll be going over those things as well. All right. So, just a quick recap. Um, the next order of books of the Bible, the Biblios, is Job, then Psalms, then the book of Joshua, then the book of Judges, then the book of Ruth, then the book of 1st and 2nd Samuel. That's the order after the correct. That's the order after the Torah. All right. All right. My disclaimer: you can always research these things yourself. If you have questions, if you have comments, if there's something that you want to know about and that you're interested in, please feel free to share it with me. And by His will, I would then be able to, if you do it during our live broadcast, I can answer questions during our live broadcast. And Yah willing, I'll be also working on broadcasting from not only YouTube but Facebook as well, so that people that are on Facebook can also ask questions if they can't get onto YouTube. All right. All right. Praise the mighty Yah. But there is a quick comment. There is a quick thought that I want to share with the people. And you tell me what you think. Check this out. There's a young lady, very wise sister, and she spits some truth out about certain things. I know one thing that she spit some truth out about was that how we focused more on the reason of the looting, or the focus more on the looting as opposed to the why. And one of the things that she stated was dealing with the fact of, and the idea, and what I got from that was the fact that the economic, the economic, I'm trying to think of the right word to say. It's the economic injustice that we receive. But one of the things that's so deep was, as she stated, because of us being and having that, no matter what we do, she brought up the fact of Black Wall Street and how, there was a time where we had our own money. Well, there was a time where we had our own economic system. All right, we still used this man's money, but we used it in our systems to help build the communities that we inhabited. So, and then because of the lie, blatant lie of a white woman who said that a Black man from that community had raped her, it caused this unrest within the white community, the racist community. So when that happened, um, that caused a lot of tension, of course, and hence the white community, caused when you really think about it, it's really hard to I mean, what this man did to a predominantly Black community who all the white community says is, you Blacks need this, you Blacks are lazy, you Blacks are that. Once the Black man and woman starts to build and grow and become stronger within themselves, once they do the pull themselves up by the bootstraps, once they do that, the powers that be are not happy. So what they end up doing is they take those same bootstraps that people are saying they're pulling themselves up with and using them as nooses and hanging them from a tree. So, but the sister was talking about how, even if, with all this going on, no matter how much we, if we do try to big up, all you gonna do and all they gonna do is destroy it. Speaking of the enemies, the powers that be. And I was thinking about something today about that. My question is, when talking about because a lot of people are here talking about the looting and this is just what happens. This is, tear down this and destroy this. But what happens when you loot and you destroy the things in the community you live in? Then where's the operation of rebuilding? When does that begin to take place? And then we talk about, because of the white man's knee in our neck, a lot of people may do what they do as far as being destructive during these times of unrest. Then explain to me the reason why in some of our predominantly Black communities, we do home invasions on the same people that look like us. The same people that we march down the street for that might be taken out by the police are the same people we'll run up in their house and do a home invasion on during the time where there is no civil unrest. A while ago, there was I believe it was in California, I want to say. I'll get the exact place, but this was maybe, this had to be maybe a little over a year ago. And this young man had broken into this woman's house. And when he broke into her house, he was in there, of course, to steal. And the woman had her CCWs, shot him, took his life. They interviewed the gentleman's cousin or sister, and she said, well, how else is he supposed to pay for his shoes and clothes? So wait a minute. You're justifying the actions of your sibling by saying that it's okay to rob your own in order to make a come up. Just a thought that I wanted to share. So, y'all willing, we will be coming back. Y'all willing, we'll be coming back on next week. Y'all willing, if it be y'all's will, we'll be on y'all willing next WD day at 8 p.m. Y'all willing at 8 p.m. And we'll go over some more scripture. And I want to apologize if tonight was kind of slow or even boring. I get it. I'm tired. I'm very tired. And please forgive me for presenting myself in this way because I am tired. But it was on me to do it tonight. So I did it. I gave you the extra scriptures, or I gave you some more scriptures that were in the original order, and just go through them. And like I said, you can do your own research as well. But before we adjourn tonight, I thank you for the attention that you did give. And if you do happen to watch this video, y'all willing later, you can still type in questions. You can send me stuff through Facebook if you have any questions on Facebook. You can send it through House of Yehuda, YEHUDAH1. And you can send it through the House of Yehuda, and y'all will be able to answer your questions. If you want to email, you can send it. You can email your questions and or comments as well. During the course of the week, if you have anything that's on your mind, you can email me at Israel, YISRAEL, minister, MINISTER. I'm sorry. The email address is Israel, YISRAEL, minister, MINISTER, at yahoo.com. Praise the mighty Yah. Glory and praise belongeth unto Yah. Praise Yah. And I want to quote this African proverb. Happens to be one of my favorites. It states that if there's no enemy within, then the enemy without can do no harm. And by Yah's will, until Yah willing next week, am I my brother's keeper? Yes. Am I my sister's keeper? Yes. Praise the mighty Yah. Shalom.